Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share with you 4 excellent reverb plugins. I recently made a video detailing all the different types of reverbs, plates, springs, halls, and this led to a lot of people asking what reverb plugins I specifically use or which ones I like. We will of course have some sound demonstrations with no talking in just a moment, but I need to talk about the compatibility and installation process. One of the reasons I chose these plugins, besides the fact that I use them, is that they're all very well supported. So they all work on Windows and macOS. They're all compatible with the new M1 processors as well. And there is some Linux support, but I haven't actually tested that myself, I must admit. So I'm going to start with the most common or popular one, which is Valhalla SuperMassive. Then I'll move through to the more obscure ones and potentially my favorite one at the end, which is the Silver Reverb. And of course, if you have seen one of these before, just simply use the chapter markers to skip ahead to another section of the video. So let's start with Valhalla SuperMassive. Now this is a plugin that I truly cannot believe is free. Valhalla make extraordinarily good reverbs and delays and sort of spatial plugins. It's just one of those plugins that is a sort of no-brainer. If you don't have it, just go get it. Simply navigate to the website, which I've left in the description, and you go to the downloads, just simply pick the one you need. You just run the installer and that's it. There's no mailing list sign up. You don't need to be connected to the internet to use it. There's so many great audio examples of this plugin out there, but I'll do my best to sort of show off some of its capabilities. So let's take a listen. The next one I want to show you is the TAL or TAL Reverb 4. I actually included a TAL Reverb in my first ever free plugins video. I've been using their plugins for many years. I like this one because it's completely up to date, it's fully supported on modern systems, and they also have support for Linux as well. Now they claim that it's a plate reverb, and I went into more detail on that in my sort of reverb masterclass. And while you can get great plate reverb sounds out of it, I think it's a lot more versatile than they maybe give it credit for. And just like Valhalla, you don't need to create an account or sign up on their website. You can if you want to. You simply just download the different build or installer that you need, run it, do a plugin scan in your DAW, and it'll show up. There's no license code. It really is as simple as that. Let's take a listen. This next one might seem or look a little bit simple, but it sounds amazing. It's the Voxengo OldSkoolVerb. Now it's difficult to put into words what Voxengo have done for free plugins over the years. They have so many free plugins that I use, including Span, the frequency analyzer, which you should probably go grab that one as well. Again, this is a completely free plugin. You don't need an account. You simply select the download you need, run the installer, and it really is just as simple as that. I know I keep saying that, but it's really important. So this plugin looks a little bit simple, but it really does sound great. I especially like it on vocals. It just has a way of sort of getting out of the way, you can turn the reverb level down and it just sort of sits really nicely in a mix. OldSkoolVerb is definitely a more classic sounding reverb. It does sound really good on vocals, like I said, and smooth sounds, but it does start to sound a bit choppy and weird when you feed it more percussive sounds like drums. It's not really best suited for that, but when you give it the right signal, it has a really sort of wonderful spatial image and depth to it, and I think you'll be quite surprised. So let's take a listen. And last but certainly not least is Silver from Acoustica Audio. Now, to get this plugin, you do have to create an account on their website, download their installer, and then use that to download and install the plugin, because it's quite a large file size. But once you've got all of that finished, it is one of the most realistic sounding reverbs you'll probably ever hear. The idea behind this model is that they give you the sort of bare basics of the reverb for free and a few of the modeled environments, and then there are expansion packs that you could buy, so that's why they've given this bit for free. However, I'm just using the free version and I'm completely happy with it. The downside to this realism is that it does take an awful lot of processing power. The other reverbs we looked at, they hardly use any processing at all. To be honest, they don't even spike my CPU, whereas one instance of this does use up quite a lot of my processing power, which can be okay for things like reverbs which you might be using on a bus anyway. But hopefully the sound demonstrations will show you just how realistic and natural it can sound, but that isn't to say that it doesn't have a lot of tone and texture to it. So let's take a listen to some of the free rooms and you can sort of make your own mind up. So I hope that's given you a good sort of idea of what all these reverbs sound like and maybe pointed you in the right direction towards downloading one or all of them. I wanted to quickly mention that if you're looking for other free instrument or effect plugins, I have linked 2 of my recent free plugins videos, again sharing a shortened sort of curated list of my favorite instruments and effects. I know it's really easy to find a list of 50 or 100 free plugins, but these are just short, condensed lists of plugins that I truly think are as good or better than their paid or premium counterparts. But that's it for this video, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in next week's video. Bye for now.